Hello and good day to you. Today's video, we are designing the use of colored yarn or self-patterning yarn in making an embellishment in our Stockinet technique of 12 crafts of machine knitting. For this project, we'll need a charting software. I'm using DesignAKnit Software. You can use any you have. We'll need a base gown or a base jumper. Because that's a jumper we're going to embellish. That's a knitwear we're going to embellish. We need a computer because of the software. But if you don't have or anything, the pattern will be on the blog and a link will be on this video to enable those without the software to make the knitwear. So we need measurement. We need a tape measure to take our measurement, because we're just going to make a long rectangle which will turn into a collar that will just drape at the side of the neck. I've shown you a rough sketch of it. And we'll let you know what we need when we are demonstrating the knitting part of the knitwear on the knitting machine. What's the knit tension? You need your tension swatch, so we'll need that. So let's start. I'll just open the DesignAKnit software here. This is version 8 of the software. There's a version 9 now, and it is a complete version. That's why you have interactive stitch designer and DesignAKnit Graphic Studio. So I'm going to use the original pattern drafting because we just want to make a long. You can use the standard garment styling for it, but remember, if you have watched previous video, I stated of using original pattern, standard garment styling for just a rectangle. Remember that it splits it into half, the measurement into half, because of the back and front. So if you just want a long rectangle, you have to make sure you multiply the measurement by 2, so that even if it's split it in half, the first part of it, there's the front of it, is going to split it in half, front and back. Then the front, if you multiply the measurement of the front by 2, then you will have the measurements, exact measurement you want when it splits it in half for you. You have what the size you want when you want to make it. So I'll just use original pattern drafting, and if we can make time, I'll do the standard garment styling. Click on original pattern drafting. We'll go to piece. We'll block new piece. We're going to enter new tension here, but if you don't have a tension, let's use default tension first for now. Then I'll just edit it and put the new tension, the original tension. So we'll just say use default tension, and here I'll just say neck piece and click on OK. The length, I want the length to be, so for the length, you just go to this icon on the left hand side of the screen that shows arrow up and down, vertical arrow going up and down, the first arrow here, and if you put your cursor over it, it tells you that it fits to length. So we're just going to the length. This is in centimeters. I have my length in inches, so I'm just going to change the measurement to inches first. So go to measure, option, unit of measurement. On the tab at the top, click on option, unit of measurement, click on it, and we're going to use inches. The second one, inches, tension per inch. You can leave this like so, or go to stitches and row. I'll just leave it in normal unit and click on OK. So coming back to the icon on the left, the rectangular icon there with a vertical arrow going, double arrow at each end, and when we put our cursor over it, it says fit to length, stretch or compress the piece vertically to obtain a total length, a given total length. So I'll click on that, and my length is 32 inches, approximately 32. I'll just leave it at that. And I'll click on OK. And the width, is 6 inches. You can make it depend when you see the knitwear, the finished one, you can decide how you want yours to be. I want it to be thick. Let me see if I can, if it's going to be too thick again. Okay, the width is 6 inches, but because I'm going to double it and fold it so that it's very thick, then I'll make I'm using double knit yarn, and I want it to be thick. So I'm going to fold the knit widthwise. That means the width for this is going to be 12 inches. So I'm doubling it. We'll knit it once and then we'll fold it to make a thicker one. This is just because of the yarn I'm using. It's not because of the first explanation I made in before we started designing. This is just because of the yarn. I'm using a double knit yarn, but I want a very thick embellishment. You can make it light, you can make the neck scarf light. I don't want the neck scarf to be light because I'm going to use this during the winter. So that I can wear the garment during the autumn or fall period when it's not too cold, and when it's getting too cold, I can now put this embellishment on my neck to protect my neck. So I want it to be very thick, that's why. So I'm just going to, the next step before I forget is to go to option and tension so that I adjust the tension. Stitches per inch, this is still there, is 6, and rows per inch is 11 rows per inch. That tells us that we have 6.67 width of 40 stitches is going to be 6.67 inches, and height of 60 rows is going to be 5. So I'll just do same here for the cuff, although we don't need a cuff. I'll just put this in here. The tension size, typing tension. So the stitch die is let me put stitch dial is 2.5 on the LK150 knitting machine. I'll just put LK150. Then the yarn I'm using is DK. Let me just spell it. Double knit. I'll just put DK yarn, and I'm using the one by Aldi, so I know it's quite light. So I want to make sure can add the color if you want to. So I think it's is it red something? I can't remember the name on it, so I'll just put red there. Red for Savannah yarn. yarn dress or gown. Let me just say here yarn gown, yarn flared based, flared. Okay, savannah yarn flared gown, that's like a turkey, it's a turkey, you can call it a flared or turkey. Well, let me just leave it like that for savannah yarn, and you click OK. So that's it, and I'm going to click on, I'm going to save it now. Go to File, Save As, and then I'll demonstrate how to do same if you have a stitch pattern. Sorry, if you have just the stitch designer set of the knits. So, and I'll demonstrate how to do that in the other one, so that anyone you want, you can do this. Okay, before we save, I will save, then after that I will design this, and then we'll save. But before we save, I just want to say, after saving, after I finish this demonstration, I'll do the standard garment styling demonstration of making it in standard garment styling, since it's just a plain rectangle. All right, so let's go to File, Save As. I'm going to go to my 12 crafts of I have a tab here on it. We did the demonstration in the first video, so I'm going to click on it and I'm going to say embellishment. I'm going to say neck piece or neck band. Okay, let me just put neck scarf there. Click on save. So we've saved it, and we'll go to interactive knitting, where you have the knitting needle and yarn and the knitting machine icon. Just click on it and it opens. So here is our file, 12 crafts of machine knitting, neck scarf, and this, and then we'll click on OK. Yes, and next we have the neck piece there, and we'll need to, on the knitting machine, we'll need to knit cast on left needle 36 to right needle 36, and clicking on this arrow that goes up with a horizontal bar across it, it takes us to the last row we are going to knit, and that means we need to knit up to 352 rows, then we'll cast off. So if we want to print, just gonna connect my printer. So if we want to print, we just click on, we'll go back to original pattern drafting. Let's see, okay. I'm just checking if there's a print icon here. I've not checked that before. Okay, we'll go back to our original pattern drafting and open it there. We click on the print icon here, print out, or we'll go to File, we come to print, and we'll send it to print, and we can print it in text summary, so that we just know left needle to the right needle, and we can print, and we will also need to print in garment text. So I'll print it in both of them. So first of all, text summary. So if you click on preview, you can see how many rows you want. That's if you don't want to print it. Oh, you will see how many rows you need. Sorry, you will see how many you need to cast on. I like printing this because it just tells me left needle 36 to right needle 36. Unlike when you put it on garment text and it tells you you cast on 100 and something, it'll be like, sorry, 130 stitches or something like that. You'll be like, what? Okay. So how many needles do I need? I'm not a good mathematician, so this helps me a lot. That's why I print both of them. So I'll print this. And I'll just tell it to print. And I'll go back again and tell it to print garment text. Then next, just to show you the preview, and we are starting on the right side. Wrong side is facing, but we can turn any side we want. So here it gives you the step-by-step on what you are going to do. If you are going to do any decrease, this garment text shows us exactly which place we're going to do a decrease and which. But now it's just a straight one, forward one, and here it is. So that's it, and then we click on print. Now click on OK. OK again, and it prints. So I'll go over now to I'll close this and we'll go up and I'll demonstrate the Stitch Designer. No, sorry, I'm mistaking it, sorry. I'll close this and we'll go to the standard garment styling and demonstrate how to design this in standard garment styling. For those that only have the standard garment styling section of the software, that they have it's not a complete version. Okay, for those that don't have the complete version of the software, so I'm just going to go, I'll click on save. I didn't change anything, so I really don't need to save anymore because I've saved the first one. So let me demonstrate the standard garment styling. So I just close it here and we'll start that. So we have the standard garment styling section of the software now. We are now going to demonstrate how to create the embellishments using the standard garment styling section of the software. So click on standard garment styling, new garment, the wearer, you can use any wearer. We just leave it on adult and the gender female. Garment type, you select sleeveless pullover. The sleeve is going to be straight, the front is neck is going to be straight, and the back neck is going to be straight. After that, click on OK. Select the knitting method you want to use. For us, we're going to use knitting machine, so you activate that and click on OK. Here you need to select the machine, the knitting machine you're going to use. Although I'll be using the extended, my knitting machine is the bed is extended. It's the LK150. I'll just select LK150 because not everyone has extended bed, and we just want to knit a small swatch. Although I'll be using the knitting machine I'll be using has already been extended, is the LK150. I'll just select LK150 knitting machine with 150 needles. Here you can see that I have the extended bed of 250, but then this is one I demonstrated, and this other one, the other extended bed, is another one I demonstrated. I think I did a video on it, on how to add another knitting machine to the knit machine section of the software. Can't remember the video, but I'll try and find it and put a link if you want to add that. Okay, so I'll just go to LK150 and click on select LK150. You can select any knitting machine you have, and I'll click OK. Our tension is still in inches, stitches per inch, so just an inch, and if I can remember, it is 6 and the rows 11 rows. Although we don't need the cuff and welt, we just put same there just to fulfill righteousness. So I'll put stitch die 2.5 LK 150. Then for the notes, I'm going to say I want to know the yarn I used for this, so I'm going to say is the RD, and I know the name of the yarn. Okay, it's the double knit yarn, bonnet rose red is the color, and I'm going to say it's for the neck piece. Embellishment for Savannah. Savannah yarn is RD yarn. It's multicolored, multi. I'll just put dress flared. I'm just putting some scanty information about it. Okay, then click on OK. For the ease, this window that appears, we have the casual, classic, oversized, and zero. That's the ease you want it, how free you want the dress to be. For us, we're going to take 0. Click OK. I'll click on standard size. Why we took 0 is because we don't want any ease. Standard size, just take any size you want. We're going to adjust them. Then click on OK. Here we have the chest. If you notice the measurement on the chest, it says it goes round. You can see the arrow going round. That's why I say any measurement you put is going to split it in half to give you the back and the front of the knitwear. We don't need the back of the knitwear, we only need the front. So if we put in the measurement we used for original pattern drafting for the width, it's going to split that in half, and that means our width is going to be short. So since our width is 12, we'll multiply it by 2 so that it gives us 24. And when it splits it in half, we'll have our 12 inches, which is the actual width we desire. So we'll put that at 24. Then the waist is the same as the chest. We need to use the same measurements because we don't want any shaping at all. Then the shoulder is going to be the actual measurement we want it to be. So it's going to be 12. Oh, I said 100. It's going to be 12. Nape to garment is the length, and our length we have 32 inches. That's I think that's it. The armhole don't really matter, and if you take a look at the ease, you have 0 or true, and that's why the ease we have here 0. When you're happy with it, you click on OK, and here we have it. If you can see, there's no shaping, it's just straight. Then we come to this icon here that has a vest icon with a v-neck. We're going to take it and we have the welt there. We'll say welt should be 0. And when we click on it, you see that there's no welt, and then click apply and OK. Then we come to the next one, which have a curved neck. It says styling for the neck. The second icon that has like a vest to the upper side, showing just zoom in off on the upper side of the neck. It says styling for the garment neck. Click on it and go to the neckband. You put 0 and you find out, and when you see we have our shape here. You click on apply and click on OK so that it takes effect. So here we have the shape. Taking our ruler measurement, I'm just going to place the ruler on this. The ruler should be on inches, okay? And I'm going to place it here. First, I'm going to, you see, the length is 32 as we indicated here. You can see that the length is 32, and it's 32. And I'm going to close this first, then I'm going to remove this and bring this one. And the width is going to be 12. Remember, we are, as I said, when we're knitting it, we're going to fold it in half. So we have here 10, 11, 12. If you see, this is on 12, this is on 13, 14, and we have 15. So it's on 12 inches. And I'm going to bring the measurement so that you see, you understand what I'm saying, what I was saying. That you understand what I was saying, that the chest and waist have to be multiplied by 2 so that we can have the exact measurement we have without the shaping, and the shoulder have to be the exact measurement that we desire it to be. So that's all. Click on OK. I'm going to just save it as B. I'm going to save it as and I'll go to 12 crafts of machine knitting, our folder there. I'll click on the same and I'll save it as standard. I wanted to put B, but let me just put standard garments styling. Okay, okay, let me just put it up here so that I know that's the one I demonstrated before I mistakenly delete it. Okay, save. Okay, what I'm going to do next is to click on print so that we see the printout, and you see it, the pieces is saying front, and it's saying we have a front and we have a back. We just click on any one because it's still the same, and you click on next. We'll just go to preview. You know, we printed, and you see we have to knit up to 352 rows, same as the original pattern drafting, and we have to cast on 72 stitches, same as original pattern drafting. So I'm going to click on the next one. I'm going to say print again. No, we don't want to save anything. I'm going to click on front. I'm not going to click on back, but this time I'm just going to click on text summary, because back and front they will be the same, and preview. Here we have it, same as some original pattern drafting instruction. Cast on left needle 36 to right needle 36. So you see that that's how, if you want to make rectangles in original pattern drafting, you have to remember that. If not, you're going to be short of the width. The width is going to be very short. You're going to shorten your width, which you don't want. So we're going to close that, and I can just you don't need to click save again, but I'll just click on save, and that's it. So let's go to the knitting machine where we'll start knitting our piece. There will tell you what we need before we start knitting. Thank you.